Hey guys, this is Wolf of Dimensions coming back at you with a new Evolution of Godzilla video, and this time we are doing everyone's favorite mechanical Godzilla reincarnation, Kiryu. Now, Kiryu is a very interesting monster, and he's actually one of my favorites. One part of it is because, A, he's a Mecha Godzilla, and B, he is literally the reincarnation of Godzilla 1954. And that's what purely makes him interesting, is the fact that his whole body runs off the skeleton of Goji 54, which in general is very unique considering that even though Millennium was copying off line after line of reference to 54, to have his body used in a film, and his spirit return is basically like having him there again, which is pretty unique. But off of the movie and onto character development, Kiryu started out as a project to fight a new resurged Godzilla that had just recently appeared in the last few years and started wreaking havoc after the original died. And of course, there were major differences between the two in body design and look, which means that they might be different species in total. But Kiryu was made for that reason, and he started out by the bones of Godzilla 1954 were placed into the mech to make it run, and it was run off the DNA and the microwaves, waves, and all that mess. And it's pretty unique for a machine, because it's basically a biomechanical creature. It's almost alive, and it's actually been considered to be alive throughout the movies if you watch closely. So, his importance to the movie is that he's the spirit of Godzilla who's died, and he wants to rest. But humanity won't allow him to sleep. He's stuck in an unconscious state. And you can tell that he's sort of angry about this because when Godzilla roars and it hits something, it triggers memories. Memories of the suffering he endured and what happened in 1954. It angered Kiryu, aka Godzilla 1954, into a rage, basically recreating the events before, except this time giving Godzilla very much more powerful weapons. Oh god, very much more. But they increased his arsenal because to combat Godzilla you'd need more than just just your arms, legs, and tail. You're gonna need some weapons because Godzilla's not that easily defeated, as we all know. So they upgraded him with plenty of weapons. Now, the first model came with the Absolute Zero cannon, which had the ability to freeze enemies into absolute zero temperatures, which turned them to complete ice, and then fell into snow. So that was a pretty unique weapon that they introduced into the Godzilla lineage. Now, it didn't really hold up well, because it took too long to charge and it wasted too much energy. That was another thing about him, is that he lives off of a battery power operation. Now, from the major differences besides the weapons is that the spirit of Godzilla seems to be a lot more peaceful than the actual monster. Now, of course, he has his rampaging bit, but if you notice, he makes friends with one of the humans that takes care of him in Tokyo SOS, which is a very important piece because it shows that the spirit of Godzilla isn't really evil, and he's not even a monster. He was just in a very bad situation. He was almost destroyed by the bomb, and it was mere luck. Sometimes I think that he even lived through it. So the spirit of Godzilla, the spirit of Kiryu, is not evil. And what I believe is that Kiryu is literally the good spirit of Godzilla, and almost the hero aspect of Godzilla, because Kiryu is literally what Godzilla is not. He is the opposite of the Godzilla in their world, because now the Godzilla is a rampaging monster. Kiryu is a guardian, a protector. And like many Godzillas before, that can be a Godzilla job. So it's not really unthinkable that Kiryu is a defender, but it really gives a sad view that Kiryu is just fed up with being used, and Godzilla is fed up with being messed with. It's putting nature into unbalance, and that's why Kiryu holds such an importance to me is because he's another message, like the original Godzilla, that you shouldn't mess with things that are left like that. You shouldn't mess with the dead. You shouldn't move them, or in this case, force them to do what they don't want to. Godzilla wanted to rest, not to fight, and Kiryu is the expression of that sadness. No matter how he's so powerful, and you watch him fight, and it's so amazing, but it's also so sad when you think about it. He's went through all those emotions, those feelings, and yet he has to fight, and he's being forced to. So it makes him a very tragic character if you get past the fact he's a giant monster, is that he's just really sad. He didn't want to have to fight, he didn't want to have to be put in this body, but he was forced to by humans, which is the message that humans mess with things that they shouldn't. When, Kiryu sends a very good message, and Kiryu itself is a very good monster. Especially if you really look at all his weapons and you're a weapons junkie, you'll love half the stuff he's got with his missile packs and stuff like that. And all of his laser cannons. I mean, he upgraded to the Maser cannon from the Absolute Zero. He's a great hero, a great guardian monster, and he shows the purpose that Goji 54 wasn't really evil, in my opinion. And I know this one was a bit quicker, but I didn't have as much because it was just a comparison, more of, and a quick overlook, but I will be putting more stuff out. Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, come again, and I will see you guys later.